So go ahead and take that card. Just watch it. Okay. Don't touch the mics yet. Okay. When you get seated, JC will give direction on that headphone. All right. Sounds good. Yes, just make yourself comfortable. Yeah, we have a little bit of a tight squeeze.
That's all right.
You guys can switch it.
Oh,
We'll do headphones, no name tag.
We're so cozy and close.
I know.
Okay, and JC, that's my camera.
Where's my camera, Jason?
So Gosha, she said it's going to be available to download. She said it's going to be available to download, so I don't think you need to worry about it.
And you actually don't need to get very close to the mic because there's
Okay.
What? Oh, the mic's on.
The mics are hot. So behave. So will all that noise play in the background in the speakers? In the here? Okay, but I can hear it?
Amazing. Yeah.
So I can do this? Can we do us a favor? Can I actually take this cord off of you from underneath your back?
Oh, sure.
No, it's the gray one.
I think you'll have to hold them a little bit.
Hello, good evening, and welcome. Thank you for joining us at the Association of Fundraising Professionals DC Chapter annual meeting and holiday party. We are delighted to have you with us this evening. We are here live at Clyde's of Gallery Place in DC, right downtown in DC. We're so excited to be here with you this evening, and we might get a little snow in a few hours that will, join our holiday party. So in addition to the in-person event that we're having right now, we are also live streaming on both YouTube and LinkedIn. So if you're joining us virtually, thank you. We are so delighted to have you here with us. So we're welcoming all of our AFP members, our board members, our partners who are all joining us in person and tuning in virtually. My name is Jen Newmeyer, and I'll be your host this evening. I am on the AFP DC board and the incoming VP of Education. During the day, I work at PBS. I'm the Senior Director of Digital Fundraising Strategy. And I'm also the author of The Insider's Guide to Online Fundraising, Finding Success When Surrounded by Skeptics. And I also host a podcast called From the Nest. So in the next hour, we have a full hour. We're going to be chatting with special guests throughout the evening about their partnership with the AFP. And we have a celebrity guest coming up in about 30 minutes. So you want to make sure that you keep tuned in with us. So if you don't already know about the AFP, the Association of Fundraising Professionals is an association of individuals and organizations that generate philanthropic support for a wide variety of charitable institutions. So the AFP advances philanthropy through its 27,000 members in over 200 chapters throughout the world. So when you join AFP, if you're already a member of AFP or if you're thinking about joining, you also join a local chapter. And so this is our DC chapter based here in Washington, DC. And we offer education, networking, volunteer opportunities, job boards, accreditation training, so many benefits for our members. We also offer discounts to our annual Bridge to Integrated Fundraising and Marketing Conference that's held every year at National Harbor in Maryland. And our chapter is actually the 2023 IDEA Champion Designation for advancing inclusion, diversity, equity, and access, which are key objectives of the AFP. So I also want to mention it is year end. We are fundraisers. We're gearing up for year-end fundraising. So I would be remiss not to mention that AFP is also a 501c3 that operates on donations, and your support provides educational programs, scholarships, networking events just like this one. So please consider making your gift to the AFPDC. It's not only tax deductible, but you can feel good about investing and advancing the important work of professionals in the philanthropic field. So go to afpdc.org and click donate, or you can learn more about sponsorships under the partner tab. We're always looking for companies to partner with us throughout the year to help us with all of the offerings for our members. So with that long introduction, thank you for sticking with me. We'll get started with our first guest. So I am delighted to have here with me Joseph Macias, who is an AFP DC board member, also the VP of Resource Development, the Director of Development at the National Association of Housing and Redevelopment Officials. Welcome, Joseph.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And I'm also delighted to welcome Kathy Swayze, who is the owner and president of Impact Communications, one of our esteemed sponsors and partners. Thank you, Kathy, for being here.
I'm delighted to join you.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about the AFPDC and how you are both involved. So, Joseph, I'll start with you as the VP of Resource Development, working with partners, working with sponsors, just like Kathy. Tell us a little bit about sort of your background coming into the AFP, and then also what you're looking forward to this coming year in 2024.
Yeah, so really quick, I started 6 years ago
Yeah.
with AFPDC.
Yeah.
Part of that was as a member. I started because I wanted to network, learn best practices, and really grow my professional network, right? With that, I then became the VP of Education last year, and now I'm rolling into the resource development area, where finding partners like Impact Communications and growing those relationships are really important, because as we look at AFPDC in the future, right, how do we grow our membership? How do we make impactful education sessions to be more, what is the word I'm looking for?
We had talked about experience and education experience. Yeah.
Yeah, and how do we bring our partners into those?
Right.
I hate to go to an education session to be talked to,
Yeah.
right? And how do we make it more interactive and fun and, in today's population
Well,
of
and
2023.
embrace adult learning best practices, because we are adults learning, not kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And there are so many, webinars and, conferences out there, and it does feel like a lot of times you're kind of talked to. So
Yeah.
looking at making that a little bit more exciting.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing is connection, human connection, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what life is about. And I don't learn by myself. I learn from the folks that I'm constantly putting myself around, right? And hopefully learning from them and them learning from me, right? So that we can make this a bigger, better organization.
Yes, yeah. And Kathy, so you are a partner with AFPDC. So tell us a little bit about sort of that decision that you made with your company to partner, and the importance. We would love to have more partners, joining us.
Well, so I'm a past president of the chapter. So I was in it on the board and running it. And I actually happened to be president in a year when we changed our fiscal year. So I got to do 18 months instead of a year. So I got really into it. And you really, when you're in it in that way, you really see the value that it's providing. And so I appreciate, one of the things I appreciate is the educational opportunities, because we have so many nonprofits in this town. And I love when we can reach out to the smallest one and the really big. I mean, we go from the Nature Conservancy, which seems to have 400 people just in Plan Giving, all the way down to the one-person shop, and we bring something for every one of them. And so, with my one partnership with AFPDC, I feel like I'm touching, so many organizations, and as a small business, your dollars only go so far. So it's great to look for a place where you can leverage like that.
Yes. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
And I have to say that the other thing that I have found so valuable about being part of the AFP and specifically AFPDC, sort of like the networking, just like this event here tonight, being able to talk to people, learn from what they're doing, compare notes, those kinds of things. So I think it's great when you find someone who is in your same field, and you can talk about Giving Tuesday. And
well, and what I love is that people in this nonprofit sector are very generous with their information and time. It's not cutthroat like the corporate world. Well, I'm not going to tell you what we're doing because you might beat me in the ratings or whatever. You might sell more than me. Everybody's like, if you go to an event and you sit next to someone and you don't see that person you're sitting next to as valuable a resource as the person at the front of the room, then you're missing something, because it's that peer-to-peer learning, I think, that is just so valuable about this organization.
yes,
Well, the other thing is too, I think, because I've met a few new fundraisers, right? And with AFPDC starting to build that pipeline of young leadership, right? Not only in leadership, but also in the fundraising arena. I'm not sure about you, but I did not grow up saying I wanted to be a fundraiser.
Exactly.
It was something that I kind of fell into, and I have loved it. And so, being able to meet other folks that have kind of come in this direction to help them on their career path, because I mean, I've met a tremendous amount of people that are just like, I'm like, I would have never met you. And they're amazing people. So,
Right. And it's not only so there are a couple of things that are kind of like scrambling through my mind that I love so much. It's making those connections, because the more you can expand your network, the more you will grow professionally. Then also with having such a rich and diverse group of partners that that join us for these kinds of things. I mean, I love sitting down and talking with partners and vendors about what they're doing, because they're working with clients who are doing really amazing things in fundraising space. And so it's sort of that combination of it's just such a rich association, and rich membership is so much to offer.
well, and to top that, I mean, we are the largest AFPDC I should say AFP chapter, right, in the nation. Which is even a bigger benefit because we have even a larger network of folks to be able to participate. So.
Yes. So Joseph, we have a couple of minutes left, and I know you are probably chomping at the bit to tell everyone about how they can join as a partner of the AFP.
I have lots of ways to join as an AFP partner, but what I do suggest is one, first taking a look at our website, right? Taking a look at the different opportunities, whether it's volunteers, right? Becoming a member or becoming a partner, right? I believe that we all enter the organization at different levels, right? For different needs. But start where you're comfortable, right? On the partner side, right? I would love to talk to folks about their plans and their priorities for the future of fundraising, specifically with our chapter. We have to consistently innovate to grow and to build our future leaders, right? And I talk about future leaders a lot simply because they are the future of our industry. And if we're not teaching and promoting and connecting those folks, we're not doing our job. Right. And I think it's important to connect folks with our partners who are doing other things, right? That are working on individual giving perspectives, that are doing case studies, that are able to help individuals like my organization who are just starting to, we're just launching our fundraising, arm. And so being able to work with these partners and how do we develop those communications and fundraising activities.
Right.
So, one, reach out to us. I would love to talk to you. I think every partnership is an individual conversation, right? Because everybody has different priorities, and being able to discuss the future together.
Yeah. And Kathy, so tell me, Impact Communications, how long have you all been partners with the AFPDC?
Gosh, well, I don't know. Ever since the partner program was started,
Wow.
I think. So I don't know when it was started, but whenever it was, I was one of the first ones. And we also, as a company, just celebrated our 25th anniversary. So we had a lovely celebration a few weeks back at the National Museum of Women in the Arts, and had many of our clients and friends there. So yeah, and I've been in DC since 1988, and I think I joined AFP in 1992. So I've been here a long time, and I've never thought of not renewing because it's such a benefit to me.
Yeah.
Honestly, truly, when you get involved as a volunteer, not only do you network and make professional connections, but you make friendships as well that last a lifetime.
Yeah.
And that's also good.
Yeah. Okay, we have just a few seconds left. we're going to do a quick lightning round. I don't know if you are familiar with this, but this is going to be fun. So, for you both, sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise.
Sunset. I am not a morning person.
Okay, let's see. How about theater or movie?
Theater.
Theater.
Okay, yes, we agree on one. All right. How about, let's see, pencil or pen?
Pen.
Pencil.
I'm a pencil also. I love journaling with a pencil. There's something about like scratching on the paper that
And you can doodle better.
yes,
Yeah.
and you can erase some of your mistakes too. Well, Kathy and Joseph, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me for this first segment. We have more to come, folks. We have lots more guests. We're going to take a 5-minute break. Stick with us, and we'll be right back.
Thank you, everyone.
And welcome back. We are, for those of us who are just joining, we are here at Clyde's in downtown DC for the AFP DC annual meeting and member holiday party. So we're really happy that you are here with us. I'm Jen Newmeyer. I'm the host of the live stream this evening. I'm the incoming VP of Education and on the AFP DC board. Thank you for joining us. I have one quick reminder that it is year end, and what a better way to show your support for our chapter by either becoming a member, by donating, or becoming a partner. And you can find all of that information on our website at afpdc.org. Now, I am excited because I have two more partners, two more guests who are joining me for the live stream this evening. So Audrey M. Johnson, who is our current AFP DC president, and for 2024 will be the immediate past president. And then Chris Coons, who is the AFP DC interim VP of governance and the 2024 president-elect. So thank you both for joining me.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Jen. Yes.
So happy to have you here. So Audrey, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do during your day job, because we're all volunteers.
That's correct. In my day job, I'm the vice president of institutional advancement for the Children's Defense Fund. We're just celebrating our 50th anniversary, and I oversee all the fundraising, and we're getting ready for a campaign.
Oh gosh, big campaign planning. I know how that goes.
Yes.
So congratulations on the 50th anniversary. And Chris, tell us a little bit about what you do in your day job.
Yeah, in my day job, I'm a vice president with CCS Fundraising, global strategic fundraising consulting firm. We've also recently celebrated an anniversary, 76 years, and we are so excited to be here. We're a sponsor. We are among the largest employees of employer of fundraisers in the world, and such a pleasure to sponsor the largest chapter in the United States.
Yeah. And we were just talking with one of the other partners and sponsors of the importance of having those partners for the AFP chapter to be able to bring these kinds of educational opportunities, networking, these wonderful events. And so we're so happy that CCS is a partner. And Audrey, you're also a partner individually as well.
Support the chapter in any way I can. So whether it's as a volunteer or as a financial supporter, it's really important for the work we do.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about sort of the history that you both have with AFP. How long you've been sort of a part of AFP DC or AFP in general, and then we'll move into some of the exciting things that we're looking forward to for 2024. So Audrey, do you want to start?
Sure. I've been a member of AFP since the early 10s. And I was a member in Canada. I'm from Canada originally, and now here in the DC region. And I've been on the board for, this is my 5th year on the board.
Wow. Yes. You've been around for a while.
I've been around for a while.
So I've been a member of AFP since I graduated from grad school, so since 2012. Wow. I've been a member of various chapters. I started my career in Atlanta, moved up to DC, was a member here, then moved to Austin, was a member there, came back to DC. So it's been quite the journey where I've had the chance to see the good work of AFP all over the United States.
Yeah. I love being able to talk with members from other chapters. We get that opportunity at some of the big conferences, AFP Icon, AFP Lead, and I love, the last time we were talking about some of the chapters globally from, Egypt, I think you had said, and Mexico and Canada. So it is just such an opportunity to glean a wealth of knowledge from so many fundraisers, not just in the DC area, but then being exposed, through these conferences to other people and other chapters. Yeah.
It's a very fulfilling experience to just see how fundraisers are working in various capacities, in various settings. I'm an anthropologist by training, so I really love just getting to see how people work in their profession, in the world that they live in. And it's such a beautiful place to be in DC, where there's such a high concentration of like-minded professionals in our industry, and to be part of something transformative for what is a pretty young profession.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So we are all board members. We're all, assuming leadership positions. You have already had already had your leadership position for this year. Let's talk a little bit about what we're excited about in 2024. For me, as I had mentioned, I'm taking over the education committee, and we have we're already talking about the fantastic education events that we have coming up. Audrey and Chris, what are some of the things that you are looking forward to for the chapter in 2024?
Well, I'm excited about launching our membership campaign. That's something that we started working on this year, and we're just laying the groundwork for what's to come. We have a great partner with Pursuant Giving DNA, who've given us some pro bono services and helping us with a marketing plan. So we're going to be rolling that out in 24 so that we can engage people beyond our existing membership base, to bring more people into the chapter. And I'm also excited that tonight we're launching our Leader Circle, which is a stewardship body that will engage all of our past board members over the years. AFP DC is almost 60 years old, and we have a lot of leaders who have come through the organization in that time. So we want to create this more formal way to keep them engaged with the organization.
Chris.
I think just being in relationship with our members and reminding ourselves that we're here in service to our members. I've had conversations over the past year, even just tonight, where people are still truly emerging from the pandemic. And this is one of their first steps back out into AFP world. And so that's still really meaningful transition to make. And I think we really want to keep bringing those people back in.
Yeah. Well, that sounds great, and I hope that everyone who is watching and listening can sort of sense the excitement that we have coming up this year. And if you're not already a member, as we mentioned, please join us, because there's just a lot of great things coming up. So we're just a little bit over time, but I'm going to go ahead with our lightning round anyway, because it is my favorite thing to do. Okay, so lightning round, folks. How about, let me see, kayak or canoe?
Kayak.
Okay, yes. I would have to say canoe because I had a lot of canoeing experiences, but I do like kayaking as well. Okay, how about fire pit or fireplace? Fireplace?
That's a really tough one.
I know.
I think fire pit. You can fit more people around it sometimes.
Yes, right, exactly. Oh, that's great. Okay, and one more. Oh, here's a good one. How about palm tree or pine tree?
I'm from Vermont originally. I went to school in Maine, so I have to say pine tree.
And I have to say palm tree because that's usually associated with beaches.
Right, yes. Well, Audrey and Chris, it has been such a delight having you. I wish we had more time, but we do have to move on because we've got so much planned for this evening. Thank you both for being here. And we're going to take a 5-minute break. Stay with us, and we will be right back.
they can step into those roles if and when they're. So those are two areas for us that are really, really important.
And I think that those are just also two areas that are just so critical for nonprofits in general. You know, I think turnover is high, you know, and that could be related to some of the diversity or equity, you know, issues within an organization, but also the skills to actually be a leader, you know, that need to sort of grow and for people to be exposed to that. So that is very exciting. So I would be curious also to chat about some of the great events and activities that are coming up in 2024. You know, in some of the other interviews, we talked about AFP Icon, we talked about AFP Lead, we also talked about the Bridge Conference, which is our AFP-DC DMAW partnership conference for the area. But along the lines of sort of that camaraderie and that networking, you know, I think it would be helpful to share with the audience about those opportunities and, you know, what in from your perspectives are some of the highlights of those conferences and opportunities coming up in 2024.
Sure. Again, as you mentioned, the Bridge to Integrated Marketing and Fundraising Conference, I believe, is the second largest fundraising conference in the country. May very well be the second largest fundraising conference in the world. I think Icon is number one. So we are here right in our backyard. We are co-producers of this event with the Direct Marketing Association of Washington, and I think, as is in the name, it's really bridging that gap between, you know, frontline traditional fundraisers and fundraising marketers. And it's been, you know, this last year where I had the pleasure of being the co-chair. We had, you know, I think close to 2,600 attendees. We had 90 different educational sessions, 13 education tracks, including in Idea Track, which was new this year. I was very insistent, of course, you know, again, sticking with our AFP goals, to put an Idea Track in there, and it did very, very well. We're going to continue with that. And you know, as our incoming Vice President of Education, we have some really excellent educational programming happening next year for multiple levels, whether you're new to the field, whether you're an advanced executive. And a couple of things that we're exploring is actually creating an advanced executive affinity group, so we can dive in more deeply, because we know that those with 15, 20, 25 years in the field are often looking for more engagement, and we want to be a resource for them. And again, the convener, bring folks together and let them do what they know how to do. So yeah, we're really looking forward to what we have lined up for next year, and I know that we'll even come up with more stuff as time goes on.
Yes, and Icon, I attended my first Icon this past year. It was amazing.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Bridge is one of the preeminent events in the AFP ecosystem.
Yeah.
So congratulations on that. I know it's a great event. Yeah, so Icon next year will be the first week of April, and it's in Toronto, Canada. So anybody who's thinking about going, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you've got your passport, and that it is as we call it, a live passport.
Yes.
We have our theme is impactful together. And again, this comes back to the AFP community, right? And so impactful together, we were thinking about, what is the strength of AFP? It is when our members work together, when they connect. One of the two biggest reasons people join AFP is for the networking, for what we're seeing here tonight. And so impactful together resonates in terms of how can we work together, how can we share resources, how can we build this community even further. And then later in the year, we're going to be in Atlanta for LEAD. We were just in Philadelphia, right up the road. And we're going to Atlanta in October. It's October 18 and 19. And that's an event really Paul, what we're talking about, what you were talking about, something for those that have 15 years plus. It's a great opportunity for them to be a part of an event that really is focused on learning beyond your first couple years of fundraising. So those two events and then Bridge sort of right in the middle. I think you've got a great slate of in-person opportunities to enhance your skill set.
Yes, lots to look forward to in 2024. It's very exciting. Well, I know that we could talk for hours, but we are on a tight schedule. Before you both go, we're going to do something called a lightning round, one of my favorite things to do. So let's see, plane or car? Car?
If it's less than 8 hours, car.
Oh, that's great. Okay, how about this? Mini golf or bowling?
Oh, bowling.
Mini golf.
Okay. Almost had an agreement there. Okay, last one. Beach or mountains?
Oh, mountains.
Mountains.
Okay, great. Well, this has been wonderful. Paul, Mike, thank you so much for joining me this evening for the live stream. Stay with us. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And welcome back. Delighted to have you here for the final few moments of our live stream here at the AFPDC annual meeting and holiday party. I'm here with two of new board members who are coming in 2024, Tommy and Beth. Delighted to have you both here. Tell us a little bit about what you do in your day job outside of AFP. Yes, Tommy, you go first.
Right. So just so happy to be here. Thank you for the introduction. I serve as Director of Philanthropy and Enterprise Development for NACAC. NACAC is the National Association of College Admission Council.
Okay, great.
Yes, thank you also. Tommy, it's been so nice to meet you. My name is Beth Keller, and I'm the Senior Director of Development for the Brookings Institution Foreign Policy Program.
Great. Well, I was so excited to see all of the new board members that are coming in this year. It's going to be wonderful to have you as a part of the group, and for any of the members who are out there who are going to be joining us for events, you'll be able to meet Tommy and Beth, and it's just such a great community. So for you both coming into the AFP as new board members, tell us a little bit about what you're excited about as far as joining the board. Maybe a little bit about how long you've been involved with AFP as well.
Sure. I've been involved with the AFP since about 2006, so a really long time. I've been a donor, and the thing I'm most excited about is to give back. It's been such an instrumental part of my career in shaping who I am and growing and learning, and I give back. But also, I find that I'm still learning every day, so it's so symbiotic here, and it's one of the best membership organizations you can be a part of. So.
Yes. And Tommy, how about you?
A little bit over a year. For me, I was energized and just anxious to jump right in. So I was lucky to present at the Bridge Conference, this past Bridge Conference, where we led a panel that looked at Black male development employees, and those of us who are in the field and looking to just mentor others and see just how we can do more in the field. So I've been really excited just to network and fellowship with different folks, and just excited to keep doing it.
Oh, that's great. Well, in addition to sort of presenting at the Bridge Conference, which is one way that anyone can kind of get involved with the AFP board, there are also affinity groups. And Beth, we had met at one of the Northern Virginia affinity groups. And so you've been to the NOVA Affinity Group events a few times now, yes?
Yes, my wife and I moved here about a year and a half ago from Atlanta, and we were very involved with the Atlanta AFP group. And so, obviously, when we got here, it was one of the first groups we reached out to, and we were pleasantly surprised to find out that this is the largest U.S. chapter. And then also all of the affinity groups. We said, my goodness, which one do we go to? And then I noticed just right away that NOVA and the organization's so responsive too. And so I reached out and they said, hey, we're right in your backyard. We live in Alexandria, so we don't mind. I work in DC, but Alexandria is that whole big 6-mile trek. But it's OTP outside the perimeter, so it's nice to have NOVA to plug into. So that's how I met you, and I met Paul and the whole gang. And now I met Tommy tonight, and I'm thrilled. So
I know it is going to be a really, really great year. We've talked earlier about all of the exciting things that are coming up. 2024, all of the ways that people can get involved, expand their networks, and really grow within the fundraising profession. So I am 100% excited to serve with both of you this year. We're going to have our kickoff event in January, I guess, and then we'll go from there.
Let's go. I'm so excited.
can't wait.
Okay, so we have just a few minutes left. We're going to do one last little thing called the lightning round.
All right, let's do it.
It's one of my favorite things. Okay, let's see. So I've asked a lot of questions. Okay. Guitar or piano?
Drums?
Percussion. I'm a percussion guy.
So they're like, nah, neither one.
I would say guitar.
We want drums. Okay, how about snorkel or scuba?
I can't swim, but I love the cruise. Can I say cruise?
Definitely snorkel. I'm terrified of scuba.
Yes, scuba can be scary. Okay, how about scrambled or over easy?
Scrambled.
Yeah, scrambled.
With cheese.
Okay,
With cheese.
what cheese you got, and grits. And close out because because we have lots of activities here with our event. Again, please go to the AFPDC website, afpdc.org, learn more about how to get involved, and maybe one day you'll be sitting here with all of us as part of the board. Thank you, everybody. Good night.